he would pick me up,
Mm-hmm.
put me to sit on his shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
and then he would play this game. Like he would start from my toes up my legs and then
Mm-hmm.
go up. And
Mm-hmm.
then when he gets here to my private part,
Hi. If you have been abused, this video is for you. Stay tuned. Welcome to Compassionate Care, where we empower excellence through compassionate care. Today we have a special guest. She is known to Compassionate Care. She has been on and we spoke regarding her book. And today we're going to dive in deeper regarding Pearl's journey. Welcome, Pearl.
thank you for having
Great to
me.
have you on today.
Happy to be here.
Yes. So today I would like to explore your journey. We would like to hear about what has brought you to write The Unseen Battle and Breaking the Silence. And I would like to hear a little bit about your story, Pearl, starting from your childhood. So, how was your childhood growing up? Did you have two parents? Was it a two-parent home, single-parent home?
Well, growing up,
Mm-hmm.
life was very challenging for me.
Mm-hmm.
I had both parents at home, married, mom and dad,
Mm-hmm.
and we were living in a single bedroom house. And there were six of us, children and my parents. It was normal growing up because many people that's how they live, but that's how we live. And my parents were not rich.
Mm-hmm.
My father worked really hard.
Mm-hmm.
My mother helped him as well. Um, I also was sick growing up.
Okay.
I had asthma and it was very bad. I did not get to go outside to play like the rest of the children did.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another thing.
Wow. So you were isolated, you'd say, from when I say
Be-
isolated, because of your illness, you weren't
because of the
able to
illness,
play and
yes.
run around like other kids.
Especially when it was raining, I couldn't go outside to
Right.
play. I could not eat dry coconut. Guys, I'm from the Caribbean. We love dry coconut, so I couldn't eat that.
Right.
I couldn't go to the river to play when the children were all playing in the water. I could not
And the reason for that is
because of my asthma.
because they was it because your parents thought that okay, you're sick, you're short of breath, it's gonna
No, I always
exacerbate or it makes things worse. What was the just because of the asthma, having asthma?
because of the asthma, I
Okay.
always got an asthma attack
Okay.
after eating dry coconut,
Okay.
after getting wet in the rain or in the water,
Right.
right?
So it
Yes.
made it worse. Okay. It made
Yes.
your symptoms worse.
Yes.
Okay. And so living in, wow, that's a big family. I'm just going back to where you're saying you have like six people in a one bedroom home.
Bedroom. Yeah.
Wow. So that in itself is something that we know living here in North America, it's like
That's
a shocker,
yeah,
right?
that's a
That's
shocker.
that's a shocker, right? So how did you cope with that in in that environment? So your family dynamics was it a happy home? Where did you fit within that dynamic? Were you the first? Were you the third? The middle child? Because each child has various dynamics.
So my
So what were you?
my mom had 8 children. One
Mm-hmm.
has already passed. And my father met her with 4,
Mm-hmm.
and they had another 4.
Wow.
So the second 4,
Mm-hmm.
I was the second child,
The
right?
second child.
So in my mother's children, the
Mm-hmm.
6.
Wow, the six for your mom.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And having the one bedroom house is
Mm-hmm.
different from here
Yes.
because during the day everyone's outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's raining, we are inside, or if it's late, then we are inside. But yeah,
Right. So it's more free. You're running around. So it's not like you're
yeah,
locked in. The only time you're locked in is at night,
night
basically,
when
right?
you're sleeping.
When
Yeah.
you're sleeping. So within the family dynamics, did you have a close relationship with your parents? Were you guys tight knit? Because you're the second for your father and six for your mother. How was your relationship with your mother? Were you close to her?
I
Your
was
father?
always close to my mom, talking
Mhm.
to my mom,
Right.
right? But
Yes.
my dad, we were never close.
Mm-hmm.
My father was very strict, and the relationship with me and my father were never close.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I got a little bit close to my father was the year and a half before he passed.
Wow. So
Yeah,
that's wow, that's a long time before. So you didn't have a relationship with your dad, in other
not a
words,
close
not a
relationship
close
with my father.
relationship.
I
So
was
what
very awkward around my father. I didn't feel comfortable around my father.
mm.
Yeah,
So what was the dynamics with your siblings? Were you guys close?
I was close to my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
My sister before me, we there was always some kind of quarrel between the two of us. You
Mm-hmm.
know, she always picked on me.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
Mm-hmm.
my mother's first set,
Mm-hmm.
my one of the boys was with his grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and the first daughter was with my mother's grandmother. So yeah,
So you have some here, some
some
there.
there.
And that's typical
Yeah,
for the Caribbean. For
Caribbean.
those who are
Yes,
not aware of this, in the Caribbean, we usually have, where our grandparents are the ones that really raise
yes,
the grandchildren, and they're very involved in the care and upbringing of the children. And while the parents sometimes, they go on and they have other children with other, you know, spouse or even boyfriend and girlfriend, who whatever it is, relations that they have,
hmm,
and the children are now left to navigate themselves through life with their grandma or grandpa, with mom, grandpa and grandma, sometimes just the grandma by themselves. And that can be in itself a challenging. So you stayed home with your mom and dad. You weren't one that was, taken out and placed somewhere else. So with that dynamic now, I know that so what was your life with your parents? Was it a hard one? Because I know sometimes we live in poverty situations, but it's happy. The home is happy. The family is all together. Would you say was is close knit? How was your relation there, like with your family? I know you said that life was hard. So were you picked on?
growing up, I was picked on by my older sister.
Right.
She was the one picking on me.
Hmm.
Um,
Was your parents aware of it? Did they see it? Did they?
yeah, they were aware of it. They
And
were aware of it.
and how did they deal with that? Did they take
Um,
sides, or
I don't
was there?
remember them disciplining her or correcting her when she was doing it.
Right.
I remember one day they went to church. We
Mm.
were a bit older, and they left us at home and they went to church. No, they
Hmm.
went to the garden. Sorry,
Yeah.
they went to the garden and they left us at home. My little brother was sick in bed,
Hmm.
and my sister started to beat me up as usual.
Hmm.
And every time she was fighting with me, she used to hit me on my breast, boof on my breast, and she would say, "I'm gonna kill you. I will give you cancer, and you're gonna die."
Wow.
So all of that instilled a lot of fear in me.
Mm.
So my mother knew that my
Mhm.
sister was doing that.
Mhm.
And my little brother saw her
Mhm.
beating me up, and the more he said, "Leave her alone, stop it,
Mhm.
don't do that to her," she
Mhm.
wouldn't stop. Why? Because she could beat me up. You know, she was
She's
stronger than
older.
me.
Yeah.
She was older than
Older.
me. She
Mhm.
knew that she could do whatever she wanted with me.
Right.
And when she wouldn't stop,
Mhm.
my little brother, the only thing, because he was sick in bed, the only thing close to him was a pair of scissors.
Mm.
And he
So,
picked it up and he just sent it.
wow, he threw it. Or did he
Yes.
threw it at her?
He
Sailed it
threw
at
it
her?
at her
Okay.
and it hit her on her ankle.
Wow.
And that is what got my mother upset. When they got home,
Mhm.
my sister ran to my mother, to my
Mhm.
parents, and told them what had happened. Didn't say she, because she went
What
and
she
told,
did.
yeah, she told them that my brother sent the scissors at her and it hit her,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And my mother beat my brother that day.
Wow.
She
So.
beat him and said, "You could have killed her. You should not have sent the scissors.
Mhm.
You could have hit her
Mhm.
on the breast, blah, blah, blah."
Mhm.
And he was the one who got in trouble.
Wow. So did that change the dynamics between your brother now taking up for you, or
My
was
brother couldn't take up for me again because
again
he
because
got in
he
trouble,
got in trouble?
right?
Yeah.
So he
Yes.
got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister still continued beating
To
me up.
abuse you.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I used to fight for myself, but what used to happen,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's fear, but I
Mm-hmm.
used to fight and then I would get, all of a sudden, I would get very, very weak. Like I
Mm.
would pass out,
Wow.
right? And I would stop fighting and she would keep on hitting
Beating
me
on you.
until she decided, okay,
She's got enough. She had
yeah,
enough of it. Okay.
yeah.
Wow. So would that be the extent of the physical abuse with growing up, or was there physical abuse from your
My
parents as well?
my parents, there was. My
Okay.
sister abused me physically
Yes.
and
And
emotionally, mentally. The things she used to say to me,
right.
it really broke me. It broke me.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, we are just a year apart,
Wow.
and it really broke me. My
Mm-hmm.
father was more um the verbal abuse.
So
There were
your father
times he
was
used to beat us,
right.
but more the verbal abuse. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like everything that went wrong in the family,
Mm-hmm.
they took it out of me.
Mm-hmm. So you felt like the black sheep, in other words,
I
like
felt like the black sheep.
maybe a
I used to say I'm the
scapegoat.
thumb.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
the thumb. I'm right.
Yeah, right.
And growing up I used to sing this song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nobody's child.
Mercy.
Nobody wants me. I'm nobody's child. People come
Mm.
for children when they see me.
Mm. So
This
sorry.
was the song that kept me, and the
Mm.
thought that kept me going is
Mm-hmm.
so
Sorry.
ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
The thought that kept me is the
Mm-hmm.
Queen of England is my
Mm-hmm.
mother. I got
Wow.
switched at
At
birth,
birth.
and
Wow.
black. The woman was a white woman, and I'm like, she's gonna
Yes.
come get me any
Wow.
day, right?
Yes.
And that kept me going. And
Mm. And you know what? I'm glad you had something, because a lot of people, when they're going through abuse, and that's normal as well for a child. How old were you during that time?
I was very little.
You're little.
I
Okay.
was very little when my sister, because remember the abuse continued
Mm.
until my teens with my
Right.
sister, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And then my mother was the one doing the beating a lot.
So she,
So
yes, she was
yeah,
a
the physical
disciplinarian,
abuse was my
disciplinarian for you
not
guys in the
that was
family.
not
That was abuse.
that
Okay,
was
abuse.
abuse.
Because there's a difference between disciplining and then there's abuse, right?
Yes,
Yeah, there's a. Mm-hmm.
yes. My mother. I remember my mom beating. I was in my teens,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom. We moved from where we were living. We went where my great grandmother was living, closer to her.
Yeah.
My parents built a house there, and we went there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that one day, my mom, for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
my mom decided, okay, I deserve a licking.
Mm.
And my mom, I don't remember, the coconut trees, the palm, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The coconut
Right.
dropped out of that.
Right.
My mother took that and started to beat me with that,
Wow.
right? And she beat me and she beat me and she beat me. And when my mother was not satisfied, my mother held my hand
Mm-hmm.
and my mother sunk her teeth in my skin.
Ooh. Ooh
Like
la
my
la.
mother had this rage.
Rage.
And the
Mm.
sad part is
Sorry.
it was during the day, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody, when things like that are
Mm-hmm.
happening, everyone is
In
standing
the
around
neighborhood is seeing.
looking at you and
Yeah.
they're laughing at you.
Oh no. So you have, again, you feel humiliated. You
Humiliated.
feel, put down, cast down. You feel belittled now. And then on top of it, the abuse, the emotional, psychological, because there's a psychological abuse going on there too. And
I just
I,
wanted to disappear at that time.
right, of course, absolutely. And so your coping, your coping was to sing a song,
Sing.
and to imagine that you're the queen. I love that, because
The
you're
Queen of
royalty.
England.
You are royalty. So you got one part right there.
Mercy, Lord.
Maybe the queen not being your mom, but you are royal, right? You're
Yes.
royalty, so that's awesome. And this is what happens a lot too when people are being abused and severe abuse takes place,
Coping
whether it be
mechanism.
yeah, to cope,
Mhm.
is that you split off, your mind splits off, and sometimes individuals don't even recall what happened.
Mhm.
Even if you press them and they ask you, in therapy,
That happened
that
to me
doesn't
too.
come out. So some of the things was suppressed because of the severity of your abuse.
The
So
one that was suppressed is the
Mhm.
rape.
I want to go into now the sexual abuse, since you touched that. So
Yes.
so Pearl, it seems like you went through a lot with the
I went through
physical,
hell.
and you went through hell with in your family dynamics, and sometimes that does happen within a home. But is it right though? Is it right?
It's not right.
No, it's not right. It's not
totally
right.
wrong.
And I'm glad we're having this conversation, because there's many others out there that have gone through physical abuse in their family and they don't talk about it. So now you mentioned that there was a rape, so there's sexual abuse that took place. So when did the sexual abuse take place, and with
I was a
whom?
very little girl.
So age-wise, do you know the age?
I can't tell exactly.
Mm.
And I can tell you that I was very little. Why?
Mm-hmm.
I remember my mom made this dress for me, a little dress. I
Mm-hmm.
really liked it. It was blue and gray.
Mm.
And I remember my brother. So I was raped by my brother, my mother's first
Wow.
child.
Wow.
So he came,
Uh-huh.
he had
So sorry.
candies, he was playing with me,
Mm-hmm.
like playing with us, but pretending to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so little that he could pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So
Gracie,
what? So
when I
what's
went,
so what's the age difference between you and your brother? So you said that your
my
brother.
mother is the first. I'm the
So
sixth.
so your brother was the first.
Yes.
So he's okay. So
And I'm all the way down the sixth, the
wow.
third before the last, right?
Wow. Mm-hmm.
So, and he would pick me up,
Mm-hmm.
put me to sit on his shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
and then he would play this game. Like he would start from my toes, up my legs, and then go up. And then when he gets here to my private part,
Because you were on his neck.
on his neck,
Okay. Uh-huh.
and he would push his finger in my private part,
Mercy.
and then I would jump
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a little
Of course.
child.
Of course.
When
And
I'm
that's
looking, it's like a little child like Gracie, but Gracie is
right.
10, but she's still petite. A
Right.
small little child between under 5,
Wow.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I jump, he would start to laugh. And I
Mm-hmm.
would laugh thinking, well, okay,
It's
that's
funny.
a
It's
game,
funny.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And he would
Not
continue
knowing.
doing that and
Mhm.
continue. I remember there was a day my mom was, back home, they have the house and they have a small kitchen on the outside
Yes.
where they store food and cook food there, right?
Mm-hmm.
My mom was in there and he came and my mom left us with him
Mm-hmm.
and he started to play that same game. I remember when he put me to sit on his neck, my mom was in the kitchen cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my mom looking in,
Mm-hmm.
but he was so skilled at
Skilled
what
at
he
what
was
he's doing.
doing.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
he kept on doing it
Right.
until one day
Mm-hmm.
when my parents went to church.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was raining.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm doing better. But that
Mhm.
is why every time the weather changed,
Mm-hmm.
it was very depressing for me. It was
Wow.
very, very hard.
Because
So,
again, the post-traumatic stress.
yeah,
Because of the trauma
yes.
related from the rape. Okay.
So he took me, he sent the rest away, and my mom left us with him. He sent the rest away, and he kept me at home with him at the house. And my parents went to church, my mom and dad. And it was a Saturday, it was raining, and he took me to my parents' bedroom, and he put me on my parents' bed. And that's when he proceeded to rape me.
Let's see. I'm so sorry.
And I could hear the rain falling on the galvanized.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear the water running down the gutter, the drain at the back of the house. And whilst he was in the act, I heard a friend of his, he was our friend too, but he was close to my brother, same age as my brother.
Yeah.
And he came calling him. In spite of everything, you have to see where God is good.
Yes.
He came calling his name whilst he was on top of me. He did not answer. And the friend continued calling his name. And when he didn't answer, the friend came and pulled the door because back home we just pushed the door.
Right.
He came, he pulled the door because for some reason he knew he was
something
there.
something
When
was
he
going
pulled
on.
the door, when he heard the door was pulled,
Mhm.
he jumped off of me and quickly put on his pants.
I
And then
see.
he took this bed sheet, a white bed sheet, and he covered me, right? And the friend came into the room. When the friend came into the room, I was laying down in bed and I was covered. And the friend held my head like this and he started to shake my head and say,
Who's that?
Gaso Kunkila. That means man who's there. I don't remember what my brother said, but I remember my brother opened the top of the door and they stood by that door. When they opened, I could see through the sheet, the mango tree.
Yeah.
It looked oily, like the rain was falling, but the sun was shining as well, right? And they stayed there, they spoke for a while, and then he left. And yeah.
Wow. I'm so sorry, Pearl.
But that part, my brain shut it off. That was hidden from me. And I did not remember it not until I had my first child.
Wow.
And during labor with my first child, I was in that labor room by myself. I went in, the nurse was there, but the nurse left me. But it's a good, God, I tell you, God is good. Early on that day, a friend, somebody I met, God put that person there.
Yeah.
I met that person there. She had already given birth and she was taking care of my sis.
Wow.
And she took me
Mhm.
to the labor room because she
Mhm.
thought I was already in labor because I had pain. I
Mhm.
had pain for 5 days.
Wow.
They even thought that I was not going to be able to make that child. But
Mm.
when she took me in there, there was a very nice nurse and somebody on a bed, and
Mhm.
she said to the person, "When
Mhm.
you feel the pain, push."
Mhm.
So I had
You
that
heard
in my
that in your head.
mind.
Mhm.
So whilst I was there by myself,
Yes.
I felt the pain.
Right.
So I started to push and I'm
Mm.
screaming at the
I
same
see.
time. That was
Mm.
very
Of
traumatizing.
course.
And I'm screaming and I'm pushing and I'm
And you're by
screaming
yourself
by
at that.
myself.
So where was your parents?
You
You were saying, where was
parents
your
cannot
parents?
stay at the hospital with you at that time.
Oh, wow.
Back
Okay.
home, nobody
Oh,
could
wow.
go into labor room
Okay.
with you.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was there by myself.
Mhm.
And whilst I'm screaming,
I see.
I heard a voice coming. "Why are you screaming? What's wrong with you? Why are you
Mm.
screaming?" But I
So
am
who's
very
saying
young.
that? Who's
The
saying that?
nurse was
The
saying that. She
nurse.
was very upset. And she
Wow.
came into the room very
No
upset.
compassion.
No compassion. And
Wow.
when she came into the room,
Mhm.
she did not tell me she was gonna cut me. She just cut me.
She, oh, so she gave you like, okay, they give you like it's called an episiotomy. So they they
Just
they
cut.
they give
I
you a
just
slice
felt
to
like a
help
razor
you
went.
to help the baby
Yes.
come out
And
faster
then she said
and
push.
without tearing more. Okay.
And I stopped screaming because
What?
of all the,
Mhm.
the abuse I had gone through. I knew
Wow.
how not to get on the wrong side of people,
So
right?
in other words, you held in your pain
I held in the
because you
pain.
learned that from childhood. So
Yeah.
you learned to hold. So this is the effect of trauma. This is the
Yeah.
effect of abuse is that a lot of people hold in their pain.
Yeah.
And again, we even talk about, having unresolved issues. And when you have unresolved issues, when we have like an event like such as that, it precipitates and it brings back memories. And you might have flashes, and there's times when people even have dreams of stuff and having these repeated dreams and wondering, why do I keep dreaming this? Did this really happen? But not realizing that our brains, and as a child, it's such a powerful thing as our brain, how we have oh, God has given us this brain to lock off certain things to protect us. So God gave you that brain to protect you so that you wouldn't lose your mind from
Thank
as a
God for
child.
that.
And then as an adult now, you get flashes back of the rape. So
So
what did you do?
here's what happened.
Yes. So what happened there?
After, when I gave birth, she told me I have a girl, and I always wanted a girl.
Yes.
I did not answer her, and she came and said, "Did you hear?" I said, "Yeah."
Not understanding that this is a
What
traumatic situation.
transpired? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So after that, I went home. That's when the memories came.
Wow.
The memories started coming like a flood. Everything just started to come back. And I'm like, what?
Yes.
What? I can't
So you
understand.
didn't know.
I
It's like
didn't
you
I
didn't
didn't
remember. You
remember
didn't
anything
remember.
about
You
it.
don't remember.
Right?
Right.
And
Right.
I'm like, that can't be true. And
Yes.
I'm seeing everything. Everything is
Yes.
coming in my memory. And I went into deep depression.
Mercy. So how did you handle that? What did you do? Were you able to talk with your parents?
No.
Who did you talk to
I told
about it?
nobody.
You told nobody?
I told nobody.
And
I
that's what
stayed.
happens. And that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't have a close relationship with them.
No.
You couldn't talk to your dad. And did you have no aunts or uncles that you could just say
I
that
couldn't
this
talk to
happened?
anybody. I was
No one.
afraid.
Wow.
I was afraid that
So
they
fear
would.
kept
Fear kept me. And I didn't
in
say
bondage.
anything. What I
Yes.
did was
Mm-hmm.
I went into deep depression and anxiety, and I used
Wow.
to lock myself
Mm-hmm.
in my house because they built that old house. Now they build a new house, and
Right.
I was in the old house. I
Right.
did not want to move in the new house with them because of all
The memories.
the abuse.
Right. The
I didn't
abuse.
want to go there.
Right.
I wanted to stay by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there. I would lock myself. You have the galvanized and the
Mhm.
heat in the
Mhm.
Caribbean.
Right.
It's really hot.
Hot.
Right?
Yes.
I wouldn't open the door, wouldn't open the
Wow.
windows. I would stay
And
in
how was
there.
your asthma? Wasn't it not
At
triggered
that
at that
time,
time?
asthma had left.
Okay, so you
And
were okay.
yeah, because when
And
I
that
was a
happens. You
child,
grow it out. Right.
no, when I was a child,
Yeah. Some people grow
I
it out.
had an attack.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom took me to the doctor. The
Yes.
doctor, I remember, gave me a bottle, a glass bottle, dark brown.
Mm-hmm.
I said to my mother, give me whatever that was in that bottle. And
Mhm.
if I wasn't well enough,
Mhm.
the Monday,
Yes.
bring me back. But the doctor died the weekend.
Wow. Mhm.
And my asthma left me
Wow.
entirely. I have
Amazing.
never had an asthma attack again.
And some children grow out of asthma. Sometimes
Yeah.
it grows with you and you continue
Yeah.
throughout adulthood. But
So from
yours,
that time, I've
thank
never
God,
had any
an asthma
attack.
attack. Wow.
And
Mhm.
I was in there sweating
Mercy.
and I would not come out.
Yes.
And what started happening to me is I will tell you how I understood it, what was happening to me. You were a nurse.
Yes.
So what was happening to me? I would lie down in bed
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't move.
Okay.
I could
Yes.
not do anything. I was paralyzed.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the only thing is, I knew that
Mm-hmm.
my brain was working.
Yes.
I knew that tears was running down
Mm-hmm.
my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
My heart was beating.
Mm-hmm.
And all I could think of is, Lord, please don't let me die. If I die, who will take care of my daughter? Who will
Mm-hmm.
love her the way that I would love her?
And
Exactly.
wow.
So this is what was happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
So when it happened to me the night, I told
Mm-hmm.
my mom and I asked her if I could sleep
With,
over at their place. They said
right.
yes. And imagine me, I slept in my parents' room on the
Mm.
floor because I
Wow.
was afraid of that happening to me again. And it still
Mm.
happened.
Wow. What is it? What happened? The catatonic state where you can't move.
I
You're just
can't
you're
move.
just fixed.
I am
And
just lying
that's
down.
a severe that what you're explaining is severe depression, what we call it a catatonic state, where the person is they're not moving. They're just staying still. Their eyes might move. Their body's not moving. The limbs are not moving. It's almost like you're paralyzed into that
Just
situation.
paralyzed and I
Yes.
couldn't move. And
Fixed.
to me, it felt like forever. I
Yes.
don't know how long it
That's a
lasted.
deep
And
depression.
that
Yeah.
happened to me twice. And then I had to go to the hospital
Wow.
because I was afraid that something was severely wrong with me. And when I went to the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
they diagnosed me with severe depression.
Definitely.
And they
Yes.
gave me Zoloft,
Yes. Okay.
25 milligram
You
of
remember that
Zoloft.
too? Wow.
And when I got home, I took one and I
Mm-hmm.
felt like the whole house
Was
was spinning.
spinning.
I
Side
could
effect of
not
it. Yeah.
walk. I had to hold. My
Mm-hmm.
mother told me not to take it.
Right.
I did not take it anymore. I
Right.
only took one and I stopped it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still in there. I used to tell them, if anybody come to look for me, tell them I'm not here.
Wow.
Tell them I'm not here. And I stayed in there.
So there's two things I want to ask you. So okay, so I want to ask you, how were you now? So being in such a depressive state, how were you now with your daughter? How did you interact with your daughter? Were you able to nurture her, give her the love and care?
I did.
Or were you like, okay, she's over there on the bed and you're by yourself and
No.
somebody else had to care for your daughter?
No.
How was that?
I was hands on. The only
Okay.
thing I was afraid of was to bathe her. I thought that I was going to hurt her in the
Mhm.
beginning, right after I came from the hospital. So I
Right.
used to ask one of my sisters to do that for me.
Was she small? Was she like
She was 7 pounds, 4
okay.
ounces.
So she's
So
very
I was
tiny.
really
Yeah.
afraid
Right.
to hurt her.
Mhm.
But other than that, I used to take care of her. I did
Mhm.
everything with
Mhm.
her for her, right?
Right.
And
So I want to get this clear though. So you did not get pregnant by your brother.
no,
Okay, so that's
no.
let's get
Thank
that
God.
clear because
Thank
you know
God.
people might be listening and saying, "Hold on a second, did her
No,
brother
that was
impregnate her? We
years
missed that,
later.
right?" Okay, so
No,
let's get that clear.
no. Oh
Okay, so
gosh, God
wonderful.
is so good.
Okay,
Thank
so
God.
thank God you
Mhm.
did not get pregnant and you weren't having a period because you're too young at
Mhm.
that particular time when
For
that
sure.
sexual abuse took place.
Mhm.
Okay, all right, wonderful. Thank God for that. Whew. Despite
But
all that, yes,
because of the
right,
way I was treated, I
right,
didn't feel loved.
right.
Okay, I used to tell them my parents hate me, and they tell me
Yes.
no, they love you. But
Mhm.
to be honest, if your action speaks louder than words, so I
Absolutely.
didn't feel love. I
Mhm.
did not receive the love.
Mhm.
So therefore, I was looking for
For
love.
love.
And then I met my daughter's father,
Right.
and he was telling me all the right things, and this is what I wanted to hear.
Mhm.
And that's how I got.
That's how
And
you
there
got
was
pregnant.
another friend. I was
And
afraid.
how old were you? Like, were you a teenager?
I was in my
Or
teens.
You're in your teenagers,
Yes.
or younger teens, or mid-teens, or like
I was in my 20s.
okay,
My
just
very early
early
20s.
early 20s
Yeah.
when you got
When I
you
got,
got pregnant with your daughter.
yeah,
Okay, wonderful.
yes.
Okay.
And
Wow, but again, it's a traumatic experience
that is
because
very
it
traumatic.
brings back that trauma,
That's when everything came
especially
back.
having labor, going into labor.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is wow. I can only imagine. Sis.
And the
I can only
trauma,
imagine.
I don't know
Of
if the
just
trauma of
of
labor made it worse.
I
I don't
think
know.
so. I think that precipitated things and bringing back. Wow, I'm so sorry you went through that. So, how did you now respond? Okay, so I hear the dynamics with your daughter. So you're very hands-on with her. You're caring, loving,
Very
which
protective.
is awesome.
Didn't want nobody around there.
Right,
I didn't want nobody to hurt her.
right,
I had to protect that child.
because you
She's my
know.
responsibility. I don't want her to feel like I don't love her.
Mhm.
I did everything that I could.
You're an amazing mom, and still are amazing mom. Just watching you with your, other children as well too. An awesome mom. So with that now, I just want to go back now. So your parents, were they seeing what's happening with you, the transition? Did they see growing up there's a change in Pearl, or let's find out, let's investigate? Was there any no conversation at all regarding,
No conversation. Growing up, I was
nobody noticed a change in the behavior? Because some children lock away, they're quiet, they might be talkative, and all of a sudden you see them not
Yeah,
talking.
they've
And
withdrawn.
some females, they might, wear baggy clothes because they don't want to be seen, and they're shaped to be shown, especially when you're going into teenagehood. And sometimes they might be promiscuous, they might be very sexually active
Mhm.
because of being sexually abused by somebody, or even being touched, right? So
Mhm.
now your feelings and mind is now open to, sexual thoughts and so on. So you weren't promiscuous in any way
I
growing
wasn't
up.
promiscuous.
Uh-huh.
I made a lot of mistakes
Right.
because I wanted to be loved,
Yes.
right?
So you're seeking love in the wrong place.
Place,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
And
Uh-huh.
my daughter's father, I had no business getting involved with him.
Okay.
And there was somebody else before him.
Right.
I had three boyfriends before I met my husband. So I had
Okay.
no business
Right.
getting involved with these three people,
Right.
right? But because I was
Seeking love.
seeking love,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
right? And
So how do you blame yourself? So you had to, so the dynamics between your daughter's father and your daughter and yourself, was he involved in
he
your
was
daughter's care? So it was just your single mom caring for
single
this
mom.
child.
Mhm.
And so what about your parents? How were they with your daughter? Were they helping the care? Or are you now having to manage this on your own and dealing with all the other stuff that you've dealt with?
So when I told him I was pregnant, he
Mhm.
told me, well, he doesn't want to have another child again,
Mhm.
go have an abortion.
Wow.
And I could not do that.
Yes.
And I finally had to tell my parents.
Mhm.
Can you imagine the dread
Wow.
having to tell my parents?
And not having that relationship, communication with
No,
them,
my
right?
mother took it easier
Right.
than my father.
Mm-hmm.
My father told me so many things. I was
Wow.
so ashamed.
Mm. So shame
Oh
is a
my
big thing
gosh.
again too,
So
right? Dealing with
ashamed.
shame,
Yes.
guilt,
And even
feeling,
the thought
yeah,
that I'm
yeah,
pregnant now, my parents know I'm
yeah.
having sex.
Right, right, right,
Right?
right, right,
I was so ashamed.
right.
And when I told my mom what the guy said, she said, you know what, don't have an abortion. The
Mm-hmm.
child's mouth will be cut. The
Mm-hmm.
child will eat whatever we
Mm-hmm.
eat. So
Right.
that was
So that
that
was
was a
good that
good
they
thing.
actually,
That was a
they
good
were
thing.
they're
Yes.
embracing that to helping you
Yes.
out with that. Yes. Uh-huh.
So I
Uh-huh.
had to work
Yeah.
throughout the 9 months.
Yes.
The week before I gave birth, I was still working.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to work because I had to provide everything for my child.
Mm-hmm.
The only person who helped me, who bought a few things for me, was my
Mm-hmm.
little sister.
Wow.
Donna was
Thank
the
God for
only
that
one who
support.
helped me, yes. And Donna
Mm-hmm.
was there like a mother
Wow.
to my daughter. I
Mm.
was so ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
I could not, back home when you wake up early in the morning, take the child for a walk. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do that. So Donna
Wow.
was the one doing it. People
And
thought
why
that was her child.
and why couldn't you do that?
I was
Because I want,
ashamed.
you see, again,
I
the
was
big thing,
very ashamed.
is shame. And
And I
that's
still couldn't face my dad.
and that's also a product of even rape as well too, because a lot of, female or males as well, if you've been raped, it's the same thing, that
There's a lot of shame.
shame seems to be the crippling effect, even in, and so relation wise, so you were locked away, you kept yourself isolated, depressed, and were you suicidal at all?
No,
You weren't suicidal. Okay,
no.
thank God. Because a lot of people
Thank
do
God,
have
yes.
suicidal thoughts.
Mhm.
They start cutting and they start doing things to themselves. Um,
I just wanted to get away.
you just wanted to get away from your
Mm.
family and your
Yeah.
situation. Okay.
So God
And
was my thing. Praying to Him, singing. You know,
wow,
that
that's
that that
awesome.
was my
That's your
coping
therapy.
mechanism.
And
Yeah.
you didn't have any therapy at that time. So
No,
you went to the hospital, but there was no
no therapy.
at that time.
No.
And so your coping mechanism was God.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the best coping
Yeah.
mechanism, really.
Mhm.
And it's good that you had him to kind of, you sing, you pray, and and he helped you, walk you through that.
Mhm.
And so it is for you out there too. If you're experiencing the same thing, God is there to walk you through, but please do get some counseling as well, get some help.
Yes, that's
So
important.
Pearl, I want to also go back now to your dynamics now with your brother. Where was your brother at the time? Now your daughter's home, your home, you
My
are
brother
now
was
having,
living
so
somewhere
he
else.
left. So he
He
left.
he had already left a long
He
time
left.
ago.
Okay.
So we moved from where we were to
Right.
another place. I
Mhm.
was not seeing him, but when I remembered, before that, my
Mhm.
brother and I were very close because I did not remember, right?
Okay. So you
We
still
were
had a
talking.
relation. Okay.
We were talking. When I
Right.
say close, I mean we were talking,
Right. Right.
right? And it's when the memories came back,
Right.
I did not want to see him. I
Right.
did not want to have anything to do with him.
So did you verbalize that to your family? Did you
I
let
did
your family
not
know?
at that time.
When, okay, when did
So
they?
when my father saw me so depressed, and
Right.
maybe he thought I was gonna die on
Yes.
his account,
Yes.
so he sent me away to Canada. That's how I came to Canada.
Okay.
That's the reason I came here,
Is,
maybe to get rid of me. So,
wow.
but the Lord
You
had
think,
a
what did
plan.
you say? You said to get rid of you? Is that what you think
I think so.
your family wanted to get rid of
I
you?
think
Why
my
would
father wanted to get rid
why
of
would
me
you say that though?
because I was very sick, and I don't think my father wanted the burden of taking care of me.
Okay.
And when I say sick, I mean mentally.
Mentally sick.
Yes.
Okay. So what was the what was now
The
how were you
depression.
exhibiting how are you exhibiting yourself now?
I was
So
very isolated. I was
still
isolating
still
myself
isolated?
from everybody.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't want to
Just
see nobody. I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to be in my little house,
yes.
my little corner,
With your daughter.
with my daughter.
Okay.
I would send my daughter out to play,
Right.
but I would stay in there,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
She would go out to play, but I would still be watching to see who she's playing with,
Right.
what
Making
is
sure
going
safe.
on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I stayed there, and I didn't tell anybody until my father saw
Right.
how the changes,
Mhm.
how I was so isolated, and he sent my mom to tell me
Right.
I always wanted to go to the US,
Mhm.
but God had better plans.
Mhm.
So he sent my mom to tell me if I could get a place to live in Canada,
Mhm.
he would pay the ticket and send me to Canada.
Mm.
And I did not take that serious. It's like my father has never done anything. When I need his help, he never helped me. So
Mm.
I didn't believe it.
Wow.
And then a week passed, she came back and said, "You're not doing what your father asked." I said, "What?"
Mhm.
He said to look for a place. And I said, "He was serious?"
Mm.
She said, "Yes." So I started to look for a place,
Mhm.
right? And then I got a place to
Mhm.
come here to Canada.
Mhm.
And when I got here, it was hell in Canada too. But that's another story.
That's another
But when I
story for
got
another
here,
time. Yes.
that's when I called back
Mhm.
and I told my older sister what had happened.
Mhm.
And
So your older sister now this is when she's discovered that you were raped by your brother. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, that is when I told. That was
Wow.
the first
So
person I told.
years later
Yeah.
that your family's now discovering. So how did they respond to that?
They told me it wasn't true. They don't believe me.
Wow.
It never happened.
It never happened.
Yeah.
So do you think that they know about it? Because sometimes, so this is the thing of why I'm saying this. Sometimes families are aware. They see certain things, or they see certain signs, or they might be watching certain behaviors, and they're not saying anything. Do you think they knew about it?
I believe they knew because
Okay.
me as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
I know all of my children,
Right.
right? I
And you
know
see
what
changes.
this child would do or
Right.
say that would not be true. I know, okay, I know this child would tell me things that is not true. I know
Right.
this child will always tell me the truth. I know every child individually.
Right.
And I come, if I have told you, you know me. I'm in my 20s now.
Right.
Right? I'm in my 30s, sorry.
Yes.
When I first told, right?
Right.
Now I'm
30s.
telling
Wow.
you,
Wow.
you should know
Yes.
this is Pearl.
Yes.
This is out of character for Pearl.
And they've
right?
also seen the changes
The
as your
changes, right?
so your manifestation of being isolated was after you had your baby, or when you
After I had my
so
baby.
so before that you were you were fine, you're normal, just walking around, talking, interacting with everybody.
I was weird
with
when
your-
it came to intimacy. I was
Okay.
weird, but I did not understand why I was weird.
And I thank you for opening that.
right?
Yes. I
But
wanted to ask you about that too.
after
Yes.
the thoughts came back,
Mhm.
then it this thing just escalated,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I did. I
Yes.
wasn't with somebody. They were telling me you're gonna expire. I didn't
Mhm.
want to be with any man, right?
Right. Right.
And they were like, "You're gonna expire. You gotta get involved with somebody,
Mhm.
right?"
Mhm.
So when I came here,
Mhm.
that's where I met my husband.
Mm.
And I was already praying for a husband at 16, but
Right.
the Lord had provided me with a husband.
Mhm.
And that is when I got involved with somebody again.
Yes. So
Right?
how was that now? So now that you are aware, because now your memory has come back, and now you've had your daughter,
Mhm.
and you're away from your family. So now it's a new environment. Everything is new, fresh, and now you're in a relationship. How was that now? Were you able to? How was intimacy with your husband? Did you have difficulty with that still? Because did you have therapy? Now that
I
you
went
came
to
here,
counseling. When I came here, I got counseling
Okay.
here.
you got counseling when you got married or before you got married?
Before I got married,
Before
I
you got married?
counseling.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
But
So
that still didn't change a lot of stuff
okay,
when it comes to intimacy.
intimacy. Okay.
When I met my husband,
Mhm.
I was very weird. when it came to
So
that.
when you're saying weird, like what can you like
It's
just be
hard. It's hard
it's
to
just
be intimate.
okay, so you had difficulty just
Yes,
yeah, okay,
very
relaxing,
relaxing.
relaxing and
It was very.
yeah,
It's
okay.
hard, and
Right.
even now sometimes
You're still
things
feeling
trigger you, right?
wow. Yes.
And I thank God for the husband that I have
Thank God.
because
Yeah.
he's very patient and understanding, and he's very
Mm,
loving and kind. So I
mm.
thank God for
Thank God.
that.
Yes.
You see,
Yes.
God knew why He put in me to. I heard the preacher say, "You
Hmm.
have to pray for your husband,"
Yes.
and right there he stuck, and I prayed. So God knew
At
what.
16.
At
That's what at
16,
16.
I prayed
Okay.
and I left it
Yes.
there, right?
Yeah.
And God knew
Yes.
the kind of person that I
You
would
would
need,
need to,
right?
right.
So He put my husband in my life,
Awesome.
right?
Yes.
And when I think about it, I say, God took
Hmm.
me out of there to
Hmm.
save me
Yes.
because He has a greater purpose for my life.
And his plans are beyond our comprehension.
Exactly.
Yes. Wonderful. Wow, what an awesome God.
He
What an
is.
awesome God. So God gave you a dynamic husband that's able to care for you, understand you,
Yes.
knows what you've been
And
through,
be
and
very
love you through it,
patient
and
with me.
be patient
So that
and
is
work
very
with you.
important.
That is so awesome.
Mhm.
And that helps with healing as well too.
It helps.
So where are you
And
now?
hold on,
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
Hold on. The thing about it,
Uh-huh.
He does not force me,
That's important.
right?
Yes.
That is very important. And He is very encouraging.
Yes. Yes.
But even with all of that,
Mhm.
there is difficulty. I remember
Mhm.
it was hard to, can I say that word? It was hard to have an orgasm.
Okay.
It was
Yes.
very
Yes.
hard.
Mhm.
And
We're being real.
I had to do a lot of faking.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And as a
Yes.
Christian, you can't pretend.
No.
So I had to come clean and tell him,
Right.
here's the situation. It's not you,
Yes,
but
right.
it is me.
And I'm glad you
Right?
identified that.
Yes, it's me.
Yes.
It's hard for me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we're working it out. And a lot of people
That's
say,
good.
you know what, you were married, you know,
Yes.
you've had children,
Yes.
so you're okay now.
No.
No, you're
no,
not.
No. No.
No.
No.
It takes time, it takes understanding,
Mhm.
and it takes a lot of therapy.
Yes.
And even with all the therapy I went to,
Mhm.
I had,
Yes.
I still, 2023, we're in 2025 now.
Yes.
I still needed more therapy.
And that's
I
okay.
had a grief therapist.
Yes.
I had a coach, a
Love
life
it.
coach,
Yes.
and that helped me a lot.
Awesome.
And
Yes.
he has really helped me, and he is available
Mhm.
for free. Thank
Wow,
God.
that's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
That's a blessing also.
For
Wow.
free.
Wow.
If I ever need him, just call him and he will help me.
Awesome.
And imagine that.
Yes.
That person is a man, and I
Mhm.
would never deal with
And
a
that's
man.
interesting. So it's not God is so amazing.
That's to
So
show you where I've been, where
yes.
I have, my
So-
progress.
So a lot of times females would want to, a female counselor
I would
or female
never.
gynecologist, but
Everything
you
had
have
to be
a
female.
male
Only
therapist.
now.
That's amazing.
Everything had to be female.
Wow.
I did not want to have a male doctor.
That's
Even
right.
when I went to
Mhm.
and
And that's typical for
here's-
someone that's been raped, by the
here's
way.
the thing too.
Yes, because it triggers again.
It triggers.
You again.
And
yes.
I
Mhm.
find every time I give birth,
Yes.
I go into depression.
Yes. Again, you're
Every
going
time.
back to that trauma again, back to that situation, flashbacks.
And even
Yes.
with Grace, I had a
Yes.
C-section.
Yes.
I was not as depressed as I was with Caleb.
Because
But-
it was not coming
Yeah.
that way. Okay.
And
right.
I had to go to back and forth to
Right.
the hospital with Grace a lot, because Grace stayed in the hospital for 8.5 months straight.
Wow.
So I didn't have time for myself. I didn't have time to think about all of these.
Yeah.
It was
Self-absorbed.
taking care of Gracie.
Right.
And even that is a blessing as
yes.
well,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to deal with my issues. And that doesn't, I'm still on my journey. That doesn't mean I am there yet. That doesn't mean
No.
everything is okay, right?
No.
I am on that journey.
Love that.
And
Yes.
there are days things will trigger,
Mm-hmm.
but I just have to press through and,
persevere.
go back.
Persevere through it.
Where is that thought coming from?
Yes.
Why
Love
am I
that.
feeling that way?
Love
right?
it. Yes.
So, yes, there are
that's what you
times I
need
need
to
to
do.
call somebody.
Yes, and get someone to pray with you.
Yes.
Talk it through.
Yes.
And not just sit there and not stick in the corner and saying, okay, you know what, I don't want to just shut down and close off the windows,
You
close
can't
the
afford
doors.
that.
No. You have to push through that and say, you know what, right now I'm feeling this way, and get help. Get help.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there's crisis interventions out there and people out there that are willing to listen.
Yes.
And there's free therapy out there.
Yes.
If you're able to dig through, you can get that help. And I like that. That's where you get Pearl's journey.
Journey.
Right.
Yes,
Love
Pearl's
it. Pearl's
journey.
journey. So wow, Pearl, you have been through so much. Go ahead.
But my
Mhm.
whole journey,
Yes.
Pearl's journey is just not about me. It's
No,
about Grace's journey as well, because Grace's journey is my journey,
that's right.
right? Sometimes I feature my family on my
Hmm.
channel.
Yes.
So it's just to show you the journey of my
The-
life,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
All what I have
Love
gone
that.
through. And even through all of that, I
Hmm.
knew there was one constant
Mm.
presence, and that
Hmm.
constant presence was God. Even as a
Yes.
child, I knew that God
Was
was
there.
there.
So
And
you didn't feel forsaken because a lot of people said, "Where was God?"
God,
But
yes.
you come out of it knowing that He was right there
Yes, I
and He
knew
brought
he
you
was
through.
there. I
Yes.
knew,
Yes.
even as I knew God was there. And I always
Awesome.
said to people, God have a purpose for
He
my life,
does. He
right?
does.
And I'm not angry at God.
Yeah.
It
No.
could have been worse. I could
Worse.
have been dead,
Of course.
right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
God is amazing.
I thank God. I
That's
thank God.
amazing.
I used to hate it and say, God, if
Why?
you knew that I was going to go through all of these
Hmm.
things, why did you allow me to be born?
He has a plan and a purpose.
It was hard, sis.
Yes. Yes.
But I was
Yes.
not angry at him.
Right.
I just
Right.
wanted to know
Why?
why.
Why? Why?
And
Why?
even now, my
Hmm.
mother keeps saying
Hmm.
she doesn't believe me.
Wow.
But
So
in
even
me,
now, your family's still in disbelief. Wow. Can you imagine?
sis, it took, when did the first person tell me in the 20s,
Hmm.
2020 something, the
Yeah.
first person said, I believe you.
Wow.
Ah,
2020?
2020, I don't know
Wow.
if it's 21, 22, I can't remember.
Uh-huh.
Somewhere there, the first person said, I think it was 2020. The first person
And
said,
that person is in
I
your
believe you.
family.
My family,
Family.
sibling,
Wow.
told me, I believe you, because nobody can tell a lie and then
Repeat,
get it
continue
right all
all the
the
time.
time, right?
It's the same story they're
Say,
hearing. They're not hearing
the
anything
story
different.
is not
It's
changing.
not changing.
And
Yeah.
when I went to St.
Yeah.
Lucia with my family in
Hmm.
2023 summer,
Hmm.
I did not. When I was coming, my brother, I think he knew I was coming, and he was
Hmm.
there. And I rolled up the window so I wouldn't see him, and he
Wow.
wouldn't see me. And I went to my mother's house.
Mm.
That night, I thought he had already left,
Hmm.
and I was going to see my sister at her place.
Yes.
And when I reached the top of the hill,
Hmm.
I heard his voice. I saw his leg.
Oh
And I
my.
just turned around and I said, no, I can't do this. I can't do
Oh
this. I
no.
got to go back, even
Hmm.
with all the therapy.
Yes.
That was the first time I was seeing him after that and hearing him.
Mm.
And I turned back and I started to walk back. I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. I
Mm.
can't go.
Yes.
And that's when
Hmm.
another person told me,
Hmm.
Pearl, I believe you. Because your
Really? Your
reaction,
family.
yes, your reaction
Absolutely.
told me that something happened to you. And here is
Hmm.
what she said. She
Hmm.
said, you see, when you see like the movies
Yes.
and a child is being abused
Yes.
and the child sees the abuser,
That's
that
right.
child
Trigger. They're
pees, it
triggers. Right.
triggers the
They're
child, and the
triggers.
child
Yes.
will pee
Right.
on him or her,
Right.
right?
Right.
And that's what she saw in
Hmm.
me.
She saw the fear.
She saw the fear. She
Yeah.
saw
She
that
saw.
in me.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
she said, I believe you. She had to see
Wow.
that
Yes.
to believe me. And
Mercy.
I have not lied for 1
Mm-mm.
minute.
That's right.
He actually did it.
And you know what, too? This is what I believe individuals need to believe their children, believe individuals when they, believe a woman or a man if they say that. I mean, it's taking more out of you to speak that than it is if you're going to fabricate that.
People
Why would you
don't know that.
fabricate that?
People don't know
Why
how
would you
hard
need
it
to
is.
It's so hard.
How
Yes.
hard it is to come out and say,
This
this is what
happened to
happened to
me.
me.
Yeah.
Right? It
Right.
takes a
Lot.
lot.
Yes. Knowing that people are going to ostracize you, you're going to be, kicked to the curb, maybe even separated from the family, which happened to you. And this does happen as well for those individuals. They're saying, what am I going to, should I risk it? So a lot of people stay quiet, they hide it, they keep it for years until they're gray and old and dying. And sometimes they even go to their graves with this.
Yeah.
But what does that benefit? How does that benefit you when you're dying inside? So, Paul, I'm glad that you were able to express and share with your parents, whether they believe you or not. And that's the main thing. Individuals out there, whether you're young or old or wherever you are in your developmental stage, please, if something like this happened, please share it with your family. Share it with somebody that you know that you can trust and that you can get the help because I'm so glad,
It's
Pearl, that
important.
it's important because I'm happy to see that you're in one piece, Pearl, still on your journey, but you're still in one piece, and God has blessed you with a wonderful family, wonderful husband, right? And that you're able to still work through it.
The
And that's,
Lord is mending me.
he's still
The
mending
Lord is
you.
mending
Yes,
me.
yes,
You know,
yes,
all my broken pieces,
yes.
He's putting them back into
Together.
place.
Hmm.
And it's hard
Yes. I can
that
imagine.
you are now separated from your family.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that keeps me going is that the Lord will put the right people in my life at the right place. And a
Mm-hmm.
friend of mine once told me, Pearl,
Mm-hmm.
family is not blood.
Mm.
You
Wow.
can choose your own family.
Mm-hmm. So,
So,
so when you say that now, are you saying that you and your family right now are not connected? So
no,
for the viewers that don't know, so you don't have a relationship with your, you said your
I
dad
don't
had passed.
communicate.
So
Yeah,
no communication with your
yeah.
siblings right now?
No, my little sister is the one that,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you and
My
your,
brother and I, we don't really communicate all the time like that. So, yeah.
right. So where's your relationship with your brother, the one that sexually assaulted you, that raped you?
Um,
Where's that relationship right now?
there is not a relationship. I don't hate him,
Okay, so
and that's important.
I wanted to ask
That
about
is
that too. Like,
important.
where are you?
I
Did you
don't hate
forgive
him.
him? Are you
I had
angry with him still, or
I
yeah?
had to forgive him, and
Yes.
here's the thing.
Why?
And I want to
I
talk
want to
to
know
people.
why. Why did you have to forgive him? I just need
Exactly.
to know why.
I had to forgive him because forgiveness is not condoning what the person has done to you.
Absolutely.
You're not saying what you did to me is okay.
No.
Forgiving him
It's
meant that I freed
self,
myself.
right?
I did it for myself.
That's right.
And I also freed him in the process.
Yes.
But I did it for me.
For your
Why?
healing.
The anger, the
Yes.
hatred,
Mhm.
the when you
Yes.
don't forgive and what he did to me,
Right.
the way I felt
Mhm.
towards him.
Yes.
No, after I forgave him,
Mhm.
that is when I felt peace.
And you had a load lifted off of you.
A load
Yes.
was lifted up.
Absolutely.
And that is when I
Mhm.
started to make progress.
Wow.
So unless
you're
I
hearing that out
forgave
there.
him,
Yes.
I could not go forward.
That's right.
I had to
You get
forgive
stuck.
him.
Yes.
And that is where I released myself. I set myself free
That's right.
by forgiving him. That doesn't mean what he did was okay.
No.
No.
No. Never.
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 It
No.
was not okay.
And you know what? I love that you said that. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It's really for you.
For me.
It's really for you.
Yes.
And you release yourself from that bondage.
Yes.
And so because you release yourself, you're not mentally sick with the depression. Some people get suicidal thoughts because they hold on to that note saying,
The anger is gone. The anger is gone.
Upset. How could he have done this to me? But you have now released yourself and you've let it go. So wherever he is on that journey. So Pearl, did you ever confront your abuser? Did you confront your brother?
I did, but was on the phone.
Okay.
Because I knew that
Yes.
I was told that I have to forgive him, call
Yes.
him and tell him that because had he passed,
Yes.
it would have been more difficult.
Yes.
So that was very
So how long
challenging.
ago was that you did that?
Last year.
Wow. So
last year.
How many years later? But you did it.
Many years later.
Many years later.
Yes.
So you did it last year.
Yes.
And how was that for you? I know you just mentioned feeling a relief. How was that?
It was terrifying.
Okay.
There was so much shame.
Yes.
And I was so afraid,
Mhm.
right? So I remember sitting on the couch and my husband was going to the bathroom.
Yes.
And the Lord is saying, you have to call him now. And I am
Battling
debating
with
with the
yes,
Lord,
yes,
Lord,
yes.
no, tomorrow,
Yes.
no, now. But Lord, so
Yes.
I saw my husband with his towel he was going to the bathroom. He came to check on me. And I said, come sit next to me, please sit here. And my husband came and he sat next to me.
Yes.
And I said to him, I have to call my brother. I have to tell him I forgive you.
Yes.
And then he said, okay. So the Lord is really troubling my mind now, and I have to call.
Yes.
So I took my phone and I called him. When I called him on WhatsApp, and the phone is just calling. And I said, Lord, if that phone stops and he doesn't answer, I am not calling him again because it's not ringing.
Right.
As soon as I said that, I saw ringing. I was like, Lord. It started to ring, no answer. I said, Lord, if he doesn't pick up when I hang up, I'm not calling again. As soon as I said that, he picked up the phone. When he picked up the phone, I said, hi. Yes. He knew it was me. He said, hi. And I said, I am calling you to let you know that I forgive you for raping me.
Mercy.
And he was trying to deny it.
And I love that you used the word. You said exactly what he did to you. Wonderful.
And he was trying to deny it.
Mhm.
And I said,
Mhm.
I wasn't ready to go into any argument.
Mhm.
I said, let me tell you something.
Mhm.
You know what you did to me.
Yes.
I know what you did to me.
Mhm.
God knows what you did to me. So
Right.
that is between you, God, and your conscience. But I'm
Absolutely.
calling you to set you free and to
Yes.
set myself free.
Mhm.
I forgive you for what you did to me.
Love it.
And he said nothing after that.
So he did not say, I'm sorry.
Nothing.
And you, so I,
It doesn't matter to me right
and
now.
you don't need that.
No,
You
it
know
doesn't
that
matter.
you have done it. You've released yourself from it. And for those who are listening out there, I am hoping that, if you've been in that same situation, release yourself as well too. Even if the person is dead, what they even recommend is
Right.
in counseling is write a letter, write it out, get it out, speak it out, speak your truth, get it out, and release yourself, as Pearl said, from that bondage, that shame, that um, guilt and feeling, did you blame yourself at any point, Pearl? Because sometimes, again,
I
some
didn't
people
blame
even blame
myself.
themselves as
I
well.
didn't blame myself
As you know, you
for
weren't.
that. Yeah.
Yes, right.
But I carried a lot of shame.
Shame,
I carried
shame.
a lot of anger. I
Yes.
carried a lot of
Pain.
resentment.
Yes.
Right? And a
Yes.
lot of secret. And
Yes.
secrets will age you.
And this
Secret
is,
will destroy you.
and I love what you're saying. Secret will age you, it will destroy you,
Mhm.
it keeps you bound,
Mhm.
and you release yourself from all of that by just speaking and saying, look, whether you believe me or not, mom or dad, my brother who actually raped me, I am letting you know that I know what you did and I forgive you. I forgive you.
Yeah.
And that just does power. There's a power with that.
There is a lot of
There's
power.
a lot of power with that.
Mhm.
And a lot of people get cancer, diabetes, heart failure, kidney failure. They have all sorts of stuff happening inside their bodies. Rheumatoid, not rheumatoid, but
No, but
go ahead.
you get pain all
All
over in
over.
your body.
Yes, the
And
inflammation.
I have suffered that.
Inflammation.
And I am going through
Inflammation.
it's just the aftermath
right.
of
Keeping in
yes.
everything.
I am
Keeping
dealing with that
You're
right
dealing
now.
with that right now.
This is why I'm encouraging people, speak your truth.
Yes, please.
Find somebody you can talk to.
Yes.
Somebody, trust is very hard. I know that.
Yes.
Right? But there must be somebody you can talk to. Even if you can't find my friend used to tell me, Pearl,
talk to a tree.
When I get on the bus, on the train,
yes.
I talk to the person next to me because 99% of the time, I know
You'll
that
never see them
99% of
again.
the time, I will not see that person
No,
again.
you won't.
And she did it, and it did help her.
That's
So
right.
find someone to talk to.
Yes.
Release yourself from all of that.
Yes.
Call the person, say, I forgive you. If you can't do it alone, like I did, I couldn't do it alone. I called my husband.
Yes.
I said, sit next to me, please. I needed that.
Yes.
And I did that. And
I'm
since
so
I
happy you
called
did.
my brother, I have never spoken to my brother again. Not because I hate him, but
yeah. You needed to discuss with him what you needed to talk to him about, and it was done. And that's it.
There's nothing
and you've
more.
Released there's no anger, there's no hatred,
I don't
there's
hate
no
him.
resentment
Actually,
anymore.
I love him.
Look at that.
I love him. Yeah.
And that is also how the Spirit of the Lord works as well.
Yes.
That's the healing.
It takes God.
It takes God to
Yes,
do that.
it
That's
takes
not
God.
a normal experience. That's not within you. God Himself had to come in and remove that pain and heals you through that. And as you said, love.
I love
imagine?
him. I love him.
That's amazing. Only God can do that.
And I'm not ashamed to say I love him. And a lot of people will say, how can you love him?
Of course.
That's to show you that the
love of God.
The love of God and the
healing.
progress that I have made.
The healing.
Through my healing journey.
Yes.
And a lot of people will understand it when they get there.
Yes.
Because I really hated.
Of course.
And I was really angry.
Of course.
Right?
The truth. Yes.
And because of that.
Yes. And I also want to say too, if that's where you are right now, God understands. If you're angry, if you're upset, this is also
it brings anger.
But it does bring anger, and it should, because some people, they don't show no emotion. They lock it away and they have no expression. You don't know if they're sad or happy. Their face is just one way. They're
stoic.
Very stoic. They don't know how to express themselves.
I was always looking angry.
Right.
And people will say, this woman is a wicked woman. Look at her face.
No.
No, big
The
what?
trauma, the
The trauma,
pain,
you keep
the
going
pain,
over and
the
over.
pain.
It keeps, you keep reliving it.
That's
And
right.
people are watching you, but you're not, you are here, but
Right.
you're not here. You
Right.
are there,
Yes.
going over and over and over. And the anger it brings,
Yes.
you see it on your facial expression.
And you see it even in your
people judge
body,
me a lot.
even in your,
You are
how
tense.
you're tense, how
Mhm.
you walk, as you said, your shoulders, remember, your shoulders are rounded over and
Yes.
you're not relaxed. And so people can see all these things.
Mhm.
And so it's very good, again, as you said, to get it out, talk it through, walk, tell somebody, tell your spouse. And even in relationship, it's very important if you're
You
gonna get
must.
married, going to get married, right? You're engaged to somebody. If you can't trust and relieve this information to the person you're going to get married to, then don't get married to them at
I
all.
would say don't.
Right? Don't get married to them.
With my husband?
Why I'm saying that? Because I'm saying you have to have that trusting
Yes,
relationship.
I would say don't get married. Don't get
married.
involved.
Don't get involved.
My husband,
if you can't trust the person to relieve that too,
Yes.
don't get married.
I told
Yeah.
him from the beginning of the relationship when I felt safe to tell him.
Right.
I told him what was happening, and
Right.
I didn't want to be with somebody and having that secret.
Exactly.
So I told him, and he
Yes.
accepted me. And
For
he
who
told
you
me
are.
for who I am. And he said to
Exactly.
me, Pearl,
Yes.
it's not your fault.
No.
You were a child when
Of
that
course.
happened to you. You did nothing wrong. And
And
girl,
even if
you
you're
don't know what
adult.
it meant to me.
And even if, and what an
Up to
awesome,
now, he's still
that's a
telling me
healing.
that.
And that's healing. That helped also to heal as well too. And even if you're adult and this happened to you as well, and somebody sexually assaulted you, it's still not your fault.
It's not.
And some people say it's because of the way you dress or the way you carry yourself
That
or
still
whatever.
doesn't give the
It
person
still
the
does
right
not
to do
give
it.
anyone the right to do that to you. And worse, the child who is innocent and
You can't defend
they
yourself.
can't
You
defend
don't even
themselves.
understand
What's
is
happening,
right?
So I'm just so happy, Pearl, that you were able to walk through with a therapist. And that's important as well, too, that you get
It's
the
important.
help. Talk with somebody, share with someone what you are going through, and allow yourself, release yourself from, if you're feeling angry, talk about it. I'm angry right now because list all the things why you're
Journaling
angry.
is good too.
Journal why you're angry. I'm feeling ashamed. Talk about why you're feeling ashamed. Get it out and walk through, as they said, with grieving. You said you went through grieving counseling as well.
Yeah.
And with there's different stages of grieving because you've lost
And
your
a lot of
innocence.
people think it's because somebody has died.
No, it's not because
No.
someone trauma has taken place.
Yes. You
have
have to
lost,
grieve it.
You have to grieve that situation that I went through this and own it. Yes, this happened to me. And walk through it with somebody. Walk through it with a therapist, your pastor, those who are in a faith community, get the help. Because if you don't get the help, then you are going to now
You're stuck.
You're going to be stuck. And not only that, too, you're going to sabotage your relationship with other people, even your coworkers. You're not going to be your true, authentic self.
You're sabotaging yourself.
You're sabotaging yourself.
Yes.
Right. And so, it's important for you to get the help. Talk with somebody.
Yes.
Get it out. Get it out. And so, Pearl, with that, I'm looking at your book, The Unseen Battle, Breaking Free, which Pearl did from the silence that binds. Now,
Yes.
Pearl, this book is a 30-day devotion that goes through. Can you tell us about your book? I know we talked about it before, but how did this book benefit? How did it help you with all the various traumas and abuse that you went through? How did this help you? Did it help you in any way?
This book helped.
Mhm.
And I wrote this book. I never thought I would write. Because as a child, I wanted to write, but
Yeah.
I didn't have the help and stuff. But it's on another video you've done and
Yes.
also my channel.
Yes.
But after everything I have gone through, I was impressed to write a book to help other women. So I wrote the book, The Unseen Battle, Breaking Free from the Secrets That Bind. Because holding secrets
it binds you.
It binds you.
Yes.
It
yes.
does.
Yes.
You
You're chained
cannot
up.
be the
You're
person
chained up.
that you
Yeah.
were born to be.
Yes.
You cannot do the things that you
want to do.
Because it's
Yes.
sad. I wanted to do things. The person that was inside who wanted to come out, I could not
Yes.
until the chains were broken.
Loosened.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
So I wrote this book and it's a 30-day devotional. If you're ready to break free from these secrets, this book is not easy. It is very, very, very important. So
Yes.
we have from day one to
Mhm.
day 30,
Yeah.
and each day you get a devotional, you get a teaching, you get some prompts, you get quotes to help you,
Yes.
inspiring quotes to help you, and you have some work to do as well. There is journaling space in there
Mhm.
where all of the prompts, it's asking you questions. There are questions in there. Where do you see yourself today? What's
Yeah.
happening today? And all of these. For example, let's read
I
the
was going
first.
to I was going to go into
Sorry. Let the
I was
comments
going to go
read.
into it because
Yes.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
So the first day one, it says the hidden power of secrets,
Yes.
silence, and suppressing pain. Now
Yes.
that's what happens normally when
Yes.
you're in an abusive
That's what we do.
situation. You know, whether you are abused in a marriage or a childhood or sexually abused, we suppress this pain. We pretend like it's not happening,
Yes.
right? So let's see what do you have here. So I like what you said here. Secrets. So here's what you're saying now. Secrets empower shame.
Mm-hmm.
When a pain is hidden, it it festers. The wound never gets clean.
No.
Can you imagine?
Imagine you get a wound and you're not cleaning it.
You're
What's
not cleaning that
happening?
wound. Then it's getting more infected.
Yes.
It's becoming
getting
permanent
worse.
discharge. It's getting
Yes.
worse, right? So you need to debride. You need to cut out the area, clean it up,
out.
put some gauze in there, pack
Take
it
care
up,
of it.
right?
Yes.
And put some salve or whatever it is, healing ointment in it, right?
Mhm.
The longer it stays buried, right?
Mhm.
So whatever pain you're going through, whatever shames, sexual molestation, abuse, whether it be you're in a marriage and you're being physically abused or psychologically, emotionally abused, and you're hiding it, you're holding that shame in, right? The longer you bury that, the more infected it becomes with lies. I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Because
with lies.
you're thinking,
What's the lies now? Tell me what kind
here
of
you're
lies.
thinking, I'm not worthy of love.
That's
I'm
right.
damaged good.
Yes.
Who's gonna love me?
Yes.
Where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? You know, you're thinking of the worst things that you can think of yourself.
Yes.
And you're self-sabotaging yourself. So
And it's
you
all
need
lies.
to deal with it.
And especially sexual
lies.
Especially when you're sexually abused, you're thinking
nobody loves me.
Nobody wants me. Who would want me? I'm damaged goods, as you mentioned,
these were
right?
some of my thoughts.
Yes, you're damaged good. Who's gonna want you,
I'll
right?
never have a boyfriend.
No, you're right.
Not only did I have a boyfriend, but I'm also married. I have a husband. So you
That's
can
healing.
too.
That's right. So you're not damaged goods,
You're
right?
not.
You're not damaged goods,
That's
right?
a lie.
And another thing is you're dirty. You're too far gone.
Yes.
Right? You're too far gone.
You're too far gone.
You know, and some individuals get into the cycle. Those individuals who have been sexually abused as well. It goes through another spiraling where you see them on the street as a prostitute, and
Yes.
nobody knows that they were sexually
what they've gone
molested
through.
by their
Yes.
father. As you know,
They're trying to
inside your
numb the pain.
family.
They're trying to hurt themselves.
That's right.
Because they believe that they
The
deserve
lies.
what they are getting.
Yes.
Yes.
And then they themselves now continue to self-sabotage,
self-sabotage.
not realizing that this is not helping them.
Yes.
And so this is why abuse is so dangerous, and this is why we have to break the silence.
Yes.
We have to come away from that and start. Do not suppress your pain. Talk to somebody about it.
Yes.
And another thing is, I like your reflective questions, as you mentioned, right? What secrets have I carried that are still controlling me?
Yes.
Think about it. What secrets are you still
carrying?
carrying?
They do control you.
They
so you have to think about it.
Uh-huh.
And here you have to write it down.
Journal, right? Journal.
Yes.
Journal. How is that holding you captive, right?
Yes.
And then, have I been more afraid of what people think than what is doing to my soul? What is it doing to you personally?
You care more about people.
People, right?
Exactly.
And should we be caring about people?
No.
This is when it's okay to be selfish, right?
Yes, it's
we
okay
need
to
be
selfish.
selfish. We need to be selfish. Get the help, talk about it, get it out, right? And what would it cost me to speak the truth? And what would it cost me to stay silent? What would it cost you to speak the truth? So a lot of people replay that, if I speak the truth, then
this is a question. You have to think
about it. Yeah.
What would it cost me to tell the truth?
Or would it,
what would it cost me to keep the secret?
Right.
I said the truth. I spoke the truth.
Right. And what did it do? It set
it set me free.
You free, right?
But they said, I don't believe you.
That's okay.
That's their problem.
That's right. They have to
But
deal
I'm
with it.
free.
That's
Do you
right.
understand? I
Yes.
am free.
Yes.
So what would it cost you
Yes.
to speak the truth?
Mhm.
And what would it cost you to not tell
Speak the truth.
the truth, right?
Then you're locked into that prison.
You're locked in
not
there. You're
released.
still in
You're
prison.
still in
You're
prison.
still in
Yes.
bondage.
You're still in
And
bondage.
these people are living their lives and they don't care about you.
That's right.
So
And
who's supposed to care about you?
and a lot of times, what I wanted to say as well too is, a lot of times people abuse
They've been abused
abuse
as well.
themselves. They have been abused themselves.
Yes.
So could it be that your brother also was sexually assaulted,
That's the thing
abused
too.
by somebody, and not
And I
knowing
don't
as well,
know.
right?
Yeah.
So hurt people hurt people.
Mhm.
Not to say that we're now taking up for that person,
No.
but we're saying that also to look at that too. So that person might need therapy as well. So
Yes.
parents,
And sometimes they are going through so much stress over what
Right.
they've done. They
right,
want to come out, but
Right.
they're afraid. And
Yes.
sometimes when you come to them, I've heard
You
many people
release
say,
them.
when you come to them, they said, I am so sorry.
Yes.
I've been wanting to tell you, but I
Same.
just didn't know.
Right.
That thing has burdened me so much.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes. So
And I'm
release them
sorry.
too.
It releases
It
them.
releases.
Yes.
And even if you do speak the truth and you get it out, and that person never says sorry,
Like my situation.
like your
Mhm.
situation, that's okay.
It's okay.
It's not, as Pearl said, it's not about them, it's about you
You.
freeing yourself. So keep that in mind. And so today, Pearl, I just want to thank you, and I want to encourage those who are out there that who have been molested, those who have been sexually assaulted, whether by a family member, a friend, your boyfriend, your husband. And that's another topic as well too, that people don't realize that husbands can sexually
Abuse you.
abuse
Yeah.
you as well, because again they've been damaged as well. They've been traumatized, and
And
something
never
has happened
dealt
to
with
them,
it.
never dealt with it, and they've
Mhm.
got rage and so on, and then they come now and do the same to you. So individuals who have been through abuse, sexual assault, emotional, verbal, physical, please, whoever you are today, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, it's okay. Speak your truth. Get the help that you need, whether
Yes.
it's find a counselor that you can trust, somebody that you feel safe with, and you can speak and tell them what has happened. And if and when you are feeling healed, to go to, whether it is your family member, a friend, or whoever it is, and if that person is still around, you go to them and let them know that this is what happened, but I'm okay, I forgive you. And if that person has passed, write that letter
And burn it.
and burn it. Exactly, get rid of it, but just get it out, speak your truth.
And I want to say this.
Yes,
Sorry.
go ahead.
If you are not safe to face that person who have abused you, do not go to that person.
That's right.
Write a letter, write a message, call that person.
Mhm.
Do not face that person on your own, because your safety is very important.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you for
find a
that.
way to reach out to that person and say, I forgive you,
That's
just
right.
for yourself,
That's right.
right?
And make sure
Yes.
you're safe. And
Make sure your safety
your
comes
safety
first.
is very important.
Yeah.
And I thank you for that.
Yeah.
And also too, I want to, any parents that are out there that are listening to also this message today, be aware of your children and watch your children's behavior. If you see any changes that are happening, if your child is, verbose, they talk and they're very active and socializing, and all of a sudden you see a withdrawal, there's something happening, investigate, prompt, and try and figure out what's going on. If you watch your young children, how they are with each other, a lot of them like to have these tents that they make up, and they have these sheets over them, and touching and investigating body parts and so on. Have conversations with your
Yeah.
children. Parents, we are in a day and age where things happen, and Pearl, this has happened how many years, but it's still happening today. We need to ensure that we keep our children safe, keep our families safe, and don't think that because you're in a faith community, you're in a church, that you can have your
please.
children run around free, and you can have them in with their friends by themselves, and they're young. Protect your children, because even in a church situation, they're still not safe. There's a lot of molestations that have taken places in churches as well, right under the parents' nose. So please be aware. And if your child should come to you
Oh,
and
yes.
speak to you about a situation, that to say that Johnny has touched me, Mary, and even what's happening where we have to be aware of as well too is same sex um, situations where female and female are now investigating touching body parts, little kids, and then parents have left out, pornography or movies are left out, and they're now seeing these things and they're now trying to
They want to experiment.
Right? Please, if your child comes and says this has happened, please
Don't-
believe them. Don't beat them up. Don't ostracize them. Don't
Don't
shame
deny
them.
them and say, no, it didn't happen. No,
Right.
you're lying.
Yes.
Because you, as the parent, you're doing more damage to that child
Absolutely.
on top of what has happened. So be very careful. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. And so we have to be careful and not to shame them, but own, yes, this has happened. Or maybe I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Investigate more. Get a counselor involved. And even for those children who this has happened to, and if it's an adult as well, you need to get the police involved. The police needs to be involved. For those individuals who are in the healthcare field, if a child comes up to me and tells me that John or Mr. Joe has touched him inappropriately, I have the obligation, I have to report that to the authorities because my license is at stake. So, and even a teacher, if you're a teacher out there, as teachers, as well too, you are obligated to report at the incident. So we cannot say that it hasn't happened. You have to know that there's no reason why this child would have to lie, and leave it up to the authorities to do their investigation. But listen to that child and report the incident, because you are now saving that child from further abuse that could, and saving other children as well. Because a lot of times when these things are not reported, what happens is the abuse continues, and other children are now being molested, other children are being abused. So we have to report. So reporting is very important. So whether you're in a faith community, these situations need to be spoken about. It's not time to be silent. We need to do what? Break free from the silence that bind. We have to discuss, have conversations with your children. At churches, you need to have conversations as well regarding sexual abuse, have conversations regarding physical abuse. I think we don't speak about these things because, again, everyone is feeling shamed, right?
Shame, and you're afraid to go. And when you go and they say, I don't believe you, it never happened, you're lying.
Yes.
Can you imagine what that does to you, right?
As a child.
As a child.
And even as
right?
an adult.
Even if
as
you're an adult. Because
even as an
remember,
adult.
I told them when I was an adult, right?
Right.
And that broke me. Imagine,
Of course.
imagine, there was a time I said,
yeah,
Lord, I wish he would do it to my mom so she would
Mercy.
understand
Can you
what
imagine?
it is like.
To be,
And then immediately,
yes.
I was like, Lord, please don't let it happen. I was rebuked. Don't let it happen. So
yeah,
it is hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
Just because you want to hear somebody say, I believe you.
Yes.
Right? And I never got it until recently. And right now, where I am at, I don't care. I don't need that no more.
No, you don't need the validation.
I don't
but
need
you
it
know,
no more.
At that
I
time
know
you did.
what happened to me.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't
Yes.
need it. And this is why I've written this book, so that other women can get help. This is like
So glad you
therapy.
did. It is therapy.
From day one, it
Yes.
builds up and it keeps on building up until day 30. And when you get to the day 30, you must be different.
Yes.
It should be different than when
Where you were.
started. Yeah.
And you will now have a voice. So those who are listening to this program today, please get your copy of The Unseen Battle, Break Free from the Silence That Bind. Check it out, and check out Pearl's journey on YouTube, where she has her own channel, and you'll hear even more deeper insights of Pearl's life and her journey. And I want to also again encourage those individuals who are out there, please get to your community access. There's a crisis intervention within your community. So those who are in Toronto, there's Toronto Community Crisis Services that are available for you to go and call. There's hotlines that you can call. I don't know what your hotline is. For those who are in Toronto, Canada, it's 211 for that hotline, and you can call, or 911. Call 911. So wherever you are, you can investigate what that hotline is that you can call to get some help. Call 911 if you are being sexually abused, physically abused, if you need help and you need to be safe. get to a safe place. And today, I just want to thank you for coming on and listening to our insightful journey on Pearl's journey. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Pearl.
Thank you for
And
having
God
me.
has done such an awesome job with you, now healing you so you can now heal
Help
others
somebody else.
and
Yes.
put them on their journey.
Yes.
So please, again, get this book and it will change your life.